vegangal.com, and if you've been following my videos or just tuning in, I'm about to do a cleanse in January, and I'm inviting you to cleanse along with me. And you're welcome to do whatever cleanse you want. I'm personally going to do one from the book Crazy Sexy Diet, Chris Carr's 21-day adventure cleanse, except I'm going to try to extend mine to the whole month of January. And some of you have had trouble getting this book. Others, like my friend Christina, I know you're watching, don't want to read it all. They just want to eat healthier and they want to be told how. So that's what this video is all about. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. Again, if you want to know really why I'm doing what I'm doing and the reasons behind all of this stuff, Crazy Sexy Diet I really think is like my favorite resource for that so far that I've found. But in summary, eating a whole food plant-based diet, no gluten, no foods that are going to like throw you off balance, aka acidic foods, and just basically eating as clean as possible. So to me that's just going to mean any vegetable you could possibly want, trying to focus on the green ones especially, and also on the super sweet ones. Like carrots, for example, are super sweet. Fruit is okay, but personally it can be a little too sweet for me, so I like to keep that at a minimum and have it maybe a couple times a week. But according to Crazy Sexy Diet, it's cool to have fruit, twice a day, especially the kind that's low in sugar, like berries. Lots and lots of gluten-free grains, so rice, quinoa, millet, buckwheat, those are all great. And also gluten-free pastas, the good organic kinds, so the ones that are made out of brown rice especially, and quinoa. I'm not a fan of corn, especially with all the GMO issues around it, but if you can get organic, gluten-free, corn-based pasta, that's okay as well. Also tons of legumes. Eat pretty much any one you want. Soy is okay, especially if it's like a tempeh, and of course it should be organic, but the super processed soy, including any sort of mock meats, I would not recommend for a cleanse because they're not so good in your system. So we got vegetables, fruits, grains, legumes, and nuts and seeds, of course. How can you forget those? Go crazy, go nuts for nuts. They may contain oil and be kind of fatty, but when you're on a cleanse, they're nice, nourishing things. They've got a lot of health benefits, like protein, for example. They're very filling, they can give you energy. So I say, I don't know, maybe 2 handfuls a day or something to snack on them. Try to keep, don't eat too many of them because they can be a little too much. Things to avoid. This book is actually a perfect reference for that. You want to avoid really acidic foods. So the big things that you should be avoiding are, of course, any sort of animal-based products. So cut out the meat, cut out the dairy. Even if you don't intend to be vegetarian or vegan, try it for a month and just let your body take a break. And if you really feel like you want to go back to it, go back to it. But 4 weeks is a really good amount of time to see how you feel without those foods. Also, as scary as it may sound, cutting out coffee, alcohol, most caffeines, yeah, sorry to say it, drugs also, obviously those are harsh on your system, so cut out the coffee, replace it with teas, like white teas, herbal teas, green teas. Green tea does contain caffeine, but it's offset by all the other great benefits like the antioxidant properties. And again, organic for all this stuff. You want to look for teas especially that don't have any sort of pesticides or anything on them. Any sort of processed food, of course, those don't give us much nutritional value, so they're not worth having. Also sugary food, sugar in general. Cut out all the sugar and have stevia. If stevia doesn't work for you, try a bunch of different brands. There are some that are really good. Sweet leaf drops are my favorite personally. And agave nectar, Chris Carr says is okay. Some people, there's a huge debate on that, but maybe go for the whole type of sweeteners like brown rice syrup, maple syrup, because they have more of a nutritional value, although they're still kind of harsh on your system. Anything that is going to be kind of well, like ketchup and mustard are also recommended to avoid, and vinegary foods. Although apple cider vinegar is okay to have because it's got a lot of good cleansing properties for our body. It can actually a very healing thing for us. And then soda. I know it's another thing people hate giving up. Energy drinks, sports drinks. Let's see. I mean, really, the bottom line is go to the grocery store and walk around the outside, and that tends to be where the healthier foods are. Focus on the produce section. Go to the bulk section if you have one. If you don't have a bulk section, go to the grain section. Get, packaged nuts and packaged grains, and just load up on that stuff, and then either get some cookbooks or some raw food books, or go on the internet. Books that I recommend, of course, Crazy Sexy Diet. There aren't a ton of recipes in here, but there's enough to get you going. Macrobiotic books, big fan of the Kind diet. I love this book. Just something about it just makes me feel nourished. And Blissful Bites, which is by my friend Christy, also a macrobiotic style book, and really good stuff and just beautiful. Raw food books that I love anything by Annie Pio, but Raw Food Essentials is awesome. I mean, it literally is the essentials. And Rawvolution, love this. This book is just so not intimidating. Like every time I open it up, I'm like, oh, I can make that. There'll be like 5 ingredients and like 3 steps. So love this book so much. As far as raw food goes, since it is January, and if you live in a cold climate, go easy on the raw food stuff. Maybe combine some raw foods with cooked foods, because sometimes raw food can be a little harsh during the colder seasons. And that's why a book like Thrive Foods is a good choice. I actually have barely started reading this, but I love and really wholeheartedly trust Brendan Brazier, who makes the Vega line of phenomenal protein bars and shakes and drinks and nutritional stuff, and he's just amazing triathlete. And he has some really great looking recipes in here that are really nourishing. He calls them nutritionally complete, and it's a combination of raw foods and cooked foods. So this looks really good as well. But yeah, any vegan book that has a focus on just pure, not processed, organic foods is going to be your best bet. If you're going to go out to eat, again, look for restaurants that support that. Organic is so important when you're cleansing. It's important in general, but very important when you're cleansing. So avoid the fast foods, go to places that have, grain dishes and lots of vegetables. And then just keep looking online. I've got an incredible support group that I put together on Google Groups. You can find the link on my website. You can also join me on Google+, the Eco Vegan Gal page for that, where I'll be having live web chats, video hangouts as they're called. And of course, Facebook and Twitter will be a lot of support on there. You can follow me on Foursquare to see if I go out to eat and where I'm going to eat and what I'm going to eat there. And I'll be sharing a lot of these videos on YouTube as much as possible to just really support you. And I'm hoping that you will support each other as well. So I really hope that you will share photos on Facebook and all these other social networks and post videos of yourself. And I'm really looking forward to the whole journey. So I will also try to make a video of shopping in the next few days so that you can kind of come along with me and see what I'm going to buy, and invite you into my kitchen as much as possible. Thanks so much for watching. You can always ask me questions. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. Good luck on your cleanse. Have a phenomenal New Year. Not that I won't be making another video in the meantime, but thanks so much for watching. As always, visit me at ecovegangallet.com for more. Bye!